Hello, creative friends. Well, I had a Q&A yesterday and, well, it didn't go well. The internet was not in my favor. It didn't work out. So, here is me coming back again to answer these questions because I really do think they're really great questions. So let me let me back up. Um, for the last 2 months, I've been very, very active on Substack, and it's been so refreshing and amazing because I've been making new friends that have similar interests as me. And I've been also hosting some art classes that are free on Substack. And with that, um, just these really beautiful relationships have been blossoming. And because of that, I asked the community what would be some questions you would like me to answer in this live Q&A, which failed yesterday, but today I'm doing a recording to ensure that these questions make it on the internet. That said, welcome to my art studio. Some over here are some of my art pieces. I will not show the art studio because it's just a tiny bit unorganized, not the way I would do things. So, yeah, maybe next time we'll do a studio tour. But, anyways, um, I would like to begin with 3 questions from Michael from Substack. Let me read the first one. I think it would be really great to hear more about your future vision. What is your creative goal? Well, I have 2 creative goals for the future. One has to do with my personal work, and then the other one has to do with the creative collective goal that I have for the art community. My personal goal is to work on this series of paintings. One of them just happens to be above my head. Uh, it's a theme of summer, being too hot, lounging in the sun, close to water, these sceneries of just relaxing, but in conjunction with a little bit of a political message. I live in Romania, and the place where these people are sunbathing is in a place that is stuck in a time capsule, a communist uh, time capsule. So, anyways, I'm working with that idea. I took the reference photos during COVID. Also, nobody was wearing a mask in this area, which was really interesting. Uh, and everybody was wearing their mask around their wrist. So it was really fun to kind of be there, take photos, wishing like one day I will paint some of these photos because they turned out so beautiful. I also posted on Substack um, some of these photo references and talked more in depth about this series that I'm working on. So if you're interested to learn more about it, go to my Substack, go read The Great Sunbath, and let me know what you think. Then my collective goal is to help others online or in person really get in touch with their creative side. And the best way to do that is just diving deep into your sketchbook, learning techniques of all kinds that can be applied inside the sketchbook, coming up with ideas, learning to quickly put information down that you see onto the paper without stressing that it's good or bad or whatever. So I just want to form a community, help others create art and fall in love with art the way I've been able to do. So that's my goal. Second question. What is the part of your creative process that most stresses you out, and or if there was only one aspect that you could change, what would it be? Um, I think I've been able to get past the idea that my art is either good or bad. That used to be one of my struggles in the past. Now I just make things because I genuinely love them, and if they turn out good and people like it, it's awesome. And if they don't, it is what it is. But my current struggle is, so I've been a I've been working as a creative, as a graphic designer for the last 7.5 years, and it's been really great because I've been working for someone, like, well, multiple clients, and I've learned a lot in this process. But I definitely want to eventually make the leap from working for others to working for myself. And I really genuinely just want to be a full-time artist. And that, crossing that bridge, I find I'm at the moment like sitting at the top of the bridge. I'm already on the bridge, but I'm not off the bridge. So sometimes just waiting on the bridge can be exhausting and deflating at times, and wondering, am I really on the right track? But and then somehow I snap out of that and I'm able to move forward. So that is the most stressful part uh, at the moment. If I could change anything, um, absolutely not. I mean, I'm the type of person that believes that whatever has happened so far uh, was meant to happen for me to be the person that I am today. So I try not to regret some of the stuff that I've done in life. So yeah, um, just learning, like learn from mistakes, but not regret, but just learn. The third question is how long it takes you to work up a final painting, and how do you go about setting it up? Basically, what are the stages you go through, and is it all over the place, or more from top to bottom, or whatever? Um, hmm. I am a slow painter. So when I didn't used to have kids, I would definitely paint one large painting this size, like in a month. Mm, Más o menos. Now that I have kids, I think I've doubled that time. Uh, and the things that I do to set myself up for success with starting a painting is I do a lot of sketches. Like everything that I do happens uh, a lot in my sketchbook. And I do small paintings like this size over here. Uh, so I do small paintings and do small sketches to kind of understand what I'm working with. I also take my own references, like photo references, and sometimes I know what I want, so I go set it up. I get myself some friends to sit in specific postures, or I sit in that posture to kind of figure out the anatomy. Or sometimes I just go in public and I take photos and I work with those references. But it takes me a while to do all that prepping. And then once I figure it all out, and then putting everything down on canvas seems to be effortless. Um, and I also put colors all over the canvas up front. I kind of touch a little bit of each side of the canvas rather than work from one angle to the other. Okay, and then the next 5 questions are from Lisa from Substack. Uh, First question is, how do you know when to stop working on something and just call it finished? Well, two ways. I either feel very aggravated and tired of looking at it and exhausted. I feel exhaustion. Then I know it's time to like either like take a break from it, look at it again, and if I still feel exhausted, I just call it like it's done. But the other side of it, if I feel a sensation of euphoria, like my hair is like standing up on my arms, I feel the need to write about it. I feel the need to like show someone and talk about it. Um, I'm That's roughly where I'm like feeling like I'm close to being done or probably done. Um, and a lot of the times, looking at something might look finished to someone and it might look unfinished to somebody else. So it's only your gut that will tell you that feeling, and that feeling is very fleeting. So the moment you felt it here, acknowledge it, because it will quickly go away, and then your brain will like try to analyze that sensation, and then that's where like uh, the confusion can start to sprout. Second question. Do you have any little rituals or quirks that help you get into the flow? Well, for me to even be remotely creative, I rely a lot on doing sports, biking, dancing, stretching, brisk walks. It's what actually gets my brain and my body mentally fit to be creative. Um, Even if you're not uh, really active, or like you would call yourself like a fitness person, just going on like walks, like really getting the blood flowing, um, meditating, doing sauna, cold plunges, anything like that to like to bring yourself back into your body so you can think clearly and let creativity flow through. Quirks, I would say I'm obsessed with cleaning. So if my art studio is a mess, I have a very difficult time making anything in it. Right now is in like in a kind of a messy state, so I have to clean it up to actually start painting. Period. Um, Third question: what's the piece you're most proud of and why? Most proud art pieces that I've done was I have many, but one that comes to mind right now is in senior year of high school. I participated in an art show that um, was going to, for the winner, they're going to give a scholarship and recognition and all kinds of like wins. And I drew with graphite portraits of country people from Romania, because I'm from Romania, and it was such a success that I won first place in show. I was in shock. Also, those drawings is what got me more scholarships for college. And I eventually gathered so many little scholarships that I ended up not paying much to go to art school at Cornish College of the Arts. Tuition was $35,000 a year, so I was really happy I didn't have to pay all that money. So yeah, that's a proud moment in my life. Um, how do you push through everything that I make is rubbish moments? Um, well, getting good at anything will have many, many rubbish moments. But I have a rubbish story to tell you because quite yesterday I was sitting outside looking at my neighbor's house, while my toddler was just doing laps around me. And I wanted to paint my neighbor's house, which has really strange angles. So I started painting, and then I made a rubbish painting. It's awful, but I made it. I'm glad. And I'm so determined to learn to draw this house that's over here. It just has angles, man, that I'm not really good with. So I'm just gonna keep repeating, rinse and repeat till I get it right. What I do is I just accept the fact that I'm gonna make a lot of bad art till I get to my conclusion, till I get to like whatever my goal is. My goal right now with this is to get the angles of that house right. Simple goals, and just rinse and repeat. And just enjoying the fact that this is it's a process, it's a journey, and there's going to be ups and downs to art. And this applies to any kind of art, dancing, writing, like sculpting, whatever it is. Fourth question, how do you push through the, oh, sorry, I said that. Fifth question, has inspiration ever come from a totally random place you didn't expect? Being a mom, I thought while I was pregnant that, oh my God, it's going to be the end of my creativity. I won't have time to make anything. And a lot of the people that I talk to, they're just like, you will see, it's going to be so difficult and you just won't be able to like do the things you love and blah, 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 blah. And that wasn't the case. I have become so hyper focused on the hour or two that I get to myself. I do so much in such little time now with so much precision than I ever used to do when I had no kids. I used to be a bum. Yes, a bum. I used to waste time like no other. So since I had Sasha, I just been like busting out art after art after art because I know that time was so valuable and it was so necessary for my mental health that when when I got the chance to express myself, it just actually worked. So yeah, I didn't expect that from motherhood. And the last two questions are from Shartea from Substack. And first question is, how do you stay inspired when life feels overwhelming? Well, if you're overwhelmed, if you're desperate, if you're having money problems, or if you're going hungry, if you're like having the highest anxiety attacks, you will not be able to produce anything in that period. And there's a difference between being angry and upset and anxious. When you're angry and upset, you can produce a lot of artwork. For example, heavy metal, and people are like mosh pit and like angry painting, like it's a thing. But anxiety, not depression, anxiety, when you almost feel like your chest is clenched, that's different. So what I do to bring creativity back into my life, I first of all have to do something to to bring my nervous system to like an even area. And I do that through meditation, breath work, brisk walks. Sometimes like when you're too anxious, maybe like intense workout maybe not might not be the exact thing that you need, but sometimes maybe that's the case. Biking, just anything physical to redirect that stuck energy in your body. The moment you do that, that will like open a window where you can be creative, but also like bring solutions to whatever problems that you're having. So if you're like low on money, like maybe through that fitness, you can have some ideas on how to make some an extra income, but also to like journal or paint a little bit just to alleviate the situation. So that's how I do it. And last question of the day is, what rituals help you reconnect with your creative side after focusing on motherhood? Um, what was the most important for me was to do small projects. For example, I would do a collage a day that took like 10 minutes. I already had my papers cut, so I would just put them on a small like piece of paper, glue them together, and I would have like a collage a day. That's if you allocate 5 to 10 minutes to make something creative and small, or to dance for 10 minutes, or to sing for 10 minutes, or something that is small but achievable each day for a long period of time with no expectations. That's how you reconnect with your creativity, and that's how you stay focused and close to the fire. Because during those like first months of postpartum, it's so hard to see the end of the tunnel, but I just consistently made something each day. And after a whole year of making small collages, I have a whole stack of collages that could be a whole body of work in a gallery because I just kept making them. So yes, that's it for today. I hope these questions shed some light on who I am, my process. I really love doing this. This is the first time I'm doing a Q&A. And I'll be doing more of these, maybe like once a month or maybe every other month. But I just want to say thank you for following, for watching. And if you are interested in working with me, um, joining my art classes, my free ones, please subscribe on my Substack. I have other options too over there, but just go there. Go subscribe. It's fun. Substack is really cool. Worth it. Also, like and subscribe this video. And I will see you guys next time. Mwah.